Hey guys, and welcome back to the Shadow the Hedgehog playthrough. We're on to part 8, and we're now confronting Black Doom in a very greenish area.
I know, we finally got into that computer room that Victor kept going on about.
Tell me.
I need to find this computer before the next sale goes on.
I created you. You are a part.
Oh my goodness.
Look at Shadow, he's like, oh.
Hey, Shadow, you okay? If that's true, then I'll have to accept my responsibilities for my crimes.
I would say this is the one where Shadow has the most honor.
Died aboard the Ark.
Yeah, he kind of like just accepts it.
Aye.
The humans seem to have convinced
But because Black Doom's no happy with that, we're gonna get a boss fight. Now, this boss fight, unfortunately, it's not on the game's design, it's more my skill here. Where I defeat this boss in, I think, less than 30 seconds.
Jeez, old Black Doom, we thought you'd be more of a fight.
What you have to do, folks, is take a gun and then aim for his head when he's left himself open, like so.
It looks very glowy there, doesn't it?
Aye. Well, he likes to play with the hallucination every now and then, because during the fight he'll start throwing copies of himself. But here, mash the button, and voila! Behold the ultimate power of button mashing! Less than 30 seconds.
Jeez, old leader of the black aliens, and he goes down just like that.
This is what I'm
Victor, what you doing?
my atonement.
He's listening to a spoilers podcast on those headphones of his. Do you know what it is? He's listening to communications of the future of where the franchise is going. He's like, oh no, forces!
Team Sonic has been delayed.
Yeah, this is out of all the 10 non-canon endings in this game, this is the sad ending. Where Shadow goes full depressed.
Victor looks a bit amazed there, doesn't he?
Finally, I've got all the chaos.
Do you think it's kind of lazy that they just rip the models from Heroes?
Yeah.
Shadow. This isn't over yet.
Black arms will rise again, and I'll last more than 23 seconds.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, a research experiment gone deadly wrong. I've caused so much destruction. I should never have been created. This is who I am.
What kind of ending, eh?
Hey, don't go there! Yet, things may not be what they think.
Yet.
You could be.
You could be what, Vector?
An emo?
What? Take it away, Barry Allen.
Nice CG.
Yeah. Because you know the drill. For this playthrough, I have to show each sixth stage 2 times. So we're going back, and now we're going to do the dark mission, which is where we're not going to find the computer room this time.
So tough luck for you, Victor.
What I'm going to do with Vector is I'm going to kick him off a cliff.
Is this whole place collapsing?
Yes, from the looks of it is.
Looks like the whole Ark is.
I like when you stand still and Shadow's model instantly is looking at the next metal object. So you can have moments where Shadow is like a blocky bobblehead.
We gotta get out of here first.
Who are you talking about? Us? A little bit of foreshadowing there, Shadow.
Passageways are collapsing.
Maybe he's got like an imaginary friend that he just like speaks to whenever he's lonely.
No, maybe it's the angel and devils on his shoulders. Like I mentioned before, that's what probably represents those 2 bars there.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna follow Black Doom's order and get the Chaos Emerald. Which pretty much in this stage, folks, is just, you remember in the last stage where we went past it just to go straight to the computer room? Mm-hmm. This time we're just gonna get the Emerald. This is all you're doing.
Just a big explosion, you're just casually standing there.
Well, they tried to make it more atmospheric, with the feeling that, okay, this arc is collapsing, but nope. And that guy has terrible aim.
He's like, and he'll just like kind of take a few steps and just reach over. There you go.
But still, it's like they tried to make it more atmospheric with the whole arc collapsing, but it's just a waiting game. Not to mention slippery controls. trust me, there's been moments where I tried jumping these platforms and then I end up slipping at the edge.
Ah, yeah, it's
Or-
very easy to do.
Or these where the light speed dash doesn't work.
I know, like, no matter what Sonic game it is, I always get a bit nervous when it comes to light speed dashes.
Over a bottomless pit.
Yeah. It's like, I never trust it.
Especially if it's Adventure 2 when all the attacks are mapped to one button. If they ever go back to Adventure style gameplay, they need to learn to make moves to other buttons.
Yeah.
And I can imagine the head to Izuka going, excuse me, other buttons?
And it looks like Vexel just transformed into a starfish.
I would say for the series going forward as well is stop with the whole. I would say my way of the Sonic series is that I think the perfect balance in terms of story was Unleashed. It was balanced between dark, but not too dark, and not too on the comedy side like the more recent games are.
Yeah.
Like Forces tried to do that in a bad way.
It's like with Forces, I thought like the story was like trying to be too serious, yet the graphics in that were like really cartoony looking.
Yeah,
It's like a clash of themes.
exactly, and then they just don't work together.
And then the dialogue as well isn't exactly serious.
Yeah. And the fact that they had to force classic Sonic in there just for the sake of having them there.
Was Classic Sonic like just a last minute decision?
Probably, I would imagine so. Because they say it took 4 years to develop that game. Rubbish.
I know.
All you have to do here, folks, is...
Gotta get out of here first.
Yeah, I know we have to get out of here, Shadow, but we have to wait. See what I mean? Look like his head right there. Bobbing up and down with the rings. And you gotta love how when it comes to flying characters like Doom, Johnny, and Eggman, they clip through the platforms.
That's very lazy there. Oh, you got an extra life.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I think that would be a bit too cheery for this sort of game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this game's trying way too hard to be edgy.
You should be able to jump up on that and grind along.
Don't press the grind button here when you do a little spin, because there's been 1 or 2 times where I press it and I miss the spring and I fall.
Oh no.
Well, at least it's not a chemical plant. But yeah, seriously, after Forces, I don't want to see Chemical Plant or Green Hill for the next 20 years.
I can imagine them like appearing in Team Sonic Racing.
That's fine, but in terms of main games, no. I want original stuff. Better yet, I want Mania 2 to have more original zones. Oh, piss off, Victor. The emerald's right there.
I know, we're going for that, the big shiny emerald.
Have you ever had one of those moments where you're trying to get past those wall jumps to get the hero goal, but then you miss it and then you land right next to the emerald?
Where am I going? Soon the truth will be revealed.
Look, even Shadow's confused with all these questions he's asking.
Perfect.
Still another A rank.
That I deeply, deeply regret. Hey, at least I'm trying to make this look playable, even though it's a terrible game. For those wondering what that symbol is, it's a symbol of the Black Arms.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Doctor?
And suddenly Eggman.
Chaos Emeralds to me.
Then we've got this egg dealer again.
You were once a great invention from my grandfather's past, but this is my time. Give me the Chaos Emeralds, and I will spare your life.
Doctor,
I don't have time. I don't have time for your mopiness, Shadow.
I must uncover the truth. I made a promise to all the victims aboard the
No, you
Ark.
didn't. You only made a promise to Maria.
Nonsense. You will obey me, or there will be dire consequences.
Well, with your gambling machine. Again.
To defile my
Now, Shadow, I want you to feel the creation of my blackjack and hookers.
Oh, I think you paid him back.
Vector, why are you helping me all of a sudden? Shouldn't it be Black Doom at this point?
Yeah.
But same strategy as before, folks. Only difference is it's just cosmetic backgrounds.
My beautiful rings.
Don't bother with the rings. You waste time. Because what Eggman likes to do, if you don't chase him, he turns around, see the opposite direction when you're chasing towards him, so that he doesn't get the panels.
No, not shadow fever.
I'll say it again, this is just bloody stupid the way he put that in his own machine.
Yeah. I like that sound effect when Vector gets hit there. Oh! You know, maybe I should have done that actually during this recording. I should have got one of us to control the 2-player character.
He's drunk.
But still, yeah, I'm willing to convince that this IQ of 300 is bullshit. Because really, he has inventions, and this is what he comes up with.
Yeah. Vector, you just kind of cut him off.
Yeah, like, you gotta love how the dialogue cuts him off every now and then. Oh, a bit too close there, Shadow. Come on, missiles, yes. There we go. You know, you could have just jumped out the cockpit at Eggman. But then there wouldn't be any boss, so... What kind of walking animation is that? Like that, you know, that's the thing about every character. They always have a weird walking animation.
Yeah, they're like quite exaggerated, aren't they?
Yep.
Oh.
Be thankful that in this is the first Sonic game where you don't lose all your rings when you take damage.
Yeah.
You only lose 10.
No, this can't be.
I like how Vector and I are just standing in the midst of all the explosions there.
Vector's
gone. I will not allow
beatboxing
you
again.
to defy
You should listen to this sometime, Shadow, on real radio. Can you imagine that? He's listening to the old radio wind-up and he's dancing to it like, what's his name? Old Mrs. Galloway. And what was it? Hector Brock. Straight through.
Step on his hand.
No, just step on his sweet fingers.
Finally, I've got all.
Now
the
I can go to
Chaos
the Antique
Emeralds.
Roadshow.
You ungrateful little pest. Have you
This bit is
forgotten that
true.
it was
Like,
my
Shadow was
grandfather
created
who
50 years
created
ago by
you?
Eggman's grandfather.
I am Shadow
But of
the
course, he
Hedgehog,
doesn't
the
want. He
ultimate
can't. He doesn't know if he wants to
lifeline.
believe it or
Born
not.
and raised aboard the Ark. I shall live on. I am the protector of the Ark. I am living proof of the ultimate life form. This is who I am.
That's bullshit.
Leave now and never return.
Oh, what's this? An ending where Eggman's in it and he doesn't karate chop him to death?
I know. Maybe he's feeling a bit of sympathy for him.
No, but can you imagine a Shadow with an ending like, I am Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate fry cook in this McDonald's restaurant. I will use thy skills to pay the bills. I will make sure all the burgers are flipped and the right side up. This is who I am.
Now I only have one question. Do you want fries with that?
And I believe this song that's playing now is called Almost Done. It's meh.
Is his burgers almost done?
Yeah. But this is one of those songs I tend to find forgettable.
It's funny, every time you view the credits, the same opening cutscene just plays all the time.
Yeah. Because they ran out of ideas at this point.
Do you think like the creators were just like, oh fuck it, just throw something together?
I just think they have no idea what they want to do with Shadow, but I'd still ask the question, who came up with the idea that gives Shadow guns?
Maybe just to differentiate himself from Sonic.
And apparently they said they wanted to give him guns to make him more recognizable to the Western community. I'm like, nobody asked for guns in a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
They must just think like Americans are all about guns.
There is that. That's Jun Sonoda. And there's your list of songs here. That it's chosen one by A2. Don't know who the A2 is. Well, Shadow the Hedgehog, the music is mediocre, but there are some tunes that I do listen to, but I will admit, it's not the most recognizable. Like, if you were to ask me to jump into a Sonic soundtrack, I would probably take the classics, Unleashed, Colors, or Generations over this.
Yeah.
Even Sonic 06 had better soundtrack, but that's not this game's fault. Oh yes, this was the first game to have the 4 kids voice actors. I'm surprised you've not watched Sonic X, considering that you're much of a fan of this franchise as I am.
I mean, I watched a few episodes, but I was never really into it. Like, it's probably like the first 3 episodes of the first season.
Oh, so you've not watched the one where they actually take the adventure storylines?
Not really, no.
And not even the Metarex saga?
Nope.
Well, I'd say give it at least a watch, but be warned, it's not the best anime in the world.
I just know that, like, Chris Thorndike is, like, the worst thing to ever happen.
Yes, I'm going to say this right now, I'd rather take Princess Elise than Chris Thorndike.
Oh, jeez.
And she's got problems of her own.
Do you think Chris was gay for Sonic?
Probably, considering who's the way he was portrayed. Right, since we finished off this ending, we're gonna let you enjoy the music for the rest of this part, folks. So we'll see you guys in the next part.